United Speed, bam! Welcome back to this video from United Speed, and we are finally back in a Camaro! Granted, it's not mine, it's my friend Darius's 2020 V6 1LE, but it's still a Camaro nonetheless. I cannot tell you like how happy I am to finally be back in a Camaro, reviewing another Camaro, and basically going from there. So I want to start off with the exterior, right? So obviously, as you guys know, back when this first came out, and when a lot of the pictures of the facelifted 6th gen came out, no one liked it. Like everybody hated it. It was literally like the worst looking Camaro ever made. But seeing them now, driving it and everything else, they've honestly grown on me, and it's not bad looking at all. Actually, it turns a lot of heads, A, because of the color. I mean, it's that highlighter like green, yellow. And again, this is the 1LE package, so you do have the wrap, matte black hood, but it's wrapped, as well as the black accents with the black wheels as well too. And actually, like I said, all together, it looks really good. It looks very Camaro, I guess Camaro-like. Like, you can tell what it is as soon as you see it. And I mean, it also has that sense of like, I guess, that sportiness, and that's sort of what I don't like about it, because to me, I mean, I'm old school when it comes to cars like this. Camaro should be a muscle car. As you all know, like back in the day, no muscle car could ever take corners. This is the complete opposite of that. Like, this thing hugs the road like there's no tomorrow. And I mean, again, that is in part of because of that 1LE package with the tires as well too. The 1LE obviously gives you a little bit more of a stiffer suspension, but again, it's more of the track pack car, if you will. It's literally a sports car you take to the track. Camaro is no longer a muscle car, unfortunately, and now it's a whole different story. But at the same time too, you still get, the muscle car looks, the muscle car feel a little bit too. It's just without having that muscle car performance, basically. Oh my god, like this, for a V6, this thing gets up. I mean, it's not as fast as a V8, obviously. Like, that's just, you can't get around that. But for a V6, it actually gets up, and it sounds really good too. I'm sure a lot of you guys know, even back in the day, right? The V8 cars from early 90s, late 90s, very early 2000s, they were only making about 300 horsepower. This, obviously 20 years later, but still, this is making right around 335 horsepower and about 360 pounds to the torque. And I mean, it's literally more than what the V8s made back in the day, and that honestly says a lot about engineering and the performance of the new cars now. Like I said, it's literally a car that you can take to the track, take out to dinner with your wife, your husband, whoever you into, and just go from there. Really, I mean, it's literally like a performance car for the street. With that being said too, this does have the 6-speed transmission, and the shifts are so smooth, and it's so easy to rev match. Like it's literally, it's just so easy to rev match. It literally feels great rolling through the gears. And on top of that too, I'm sure a lot of you guys know. I'm sure you guys know this. Remember back in the day when, like, the early Datsuns came out, the early 300ZXs and everything else? It literally sounds very identical to that. And again, this does have GM Performance dual mode exhaust, wherein it literally sounds exactly like that. It is uncanny. Like, just for a second, just listen to it, all right? Oh my god. And then when you're getting up to speed, these massive Brembo brakes are always going to be able to stop you no matter what. Like, It literally is, it's a complete race car, literally. I'll do, you know, about 60 miles an hour to a dead stop. Oh God. And that's a dead stop from 60. Now, more of the driving aspects of this car, it literally, again, like I said earlier, it gives you that Camaro feel. Like, you know you're in a Camaro. Like I said, again, rolling through the gears, driving it how it's meant to be driven, because this engine likes to be revved out. It does not like to sit at 2,000 and less RPM. You literally have to just rev it out and just have a good time. And keep a smile on your face the entire time, because that's exactly what the car is made for. And that's what basically almost any Camaro is made for, minus the 4-cylinder, because the 4-cylinder isn't really a Camaro in my opinion. But, like, it's a great feeling car. It's a very well balanced car, let me say that, because the SS, it has a ton of power, but if you're into, let's say, autocrossing, you cannot use that power in autocross. I've done it before, you can't do it. This is a perfect balanced car for an autocross or even a track day with some extra upgrades to it. Now, with that being said too, again, it does have more of a stiffer suspension a little bit when you put it in track mode, and which I've been driving around in track mode the entire time I've had this car, and it's just, like I said, it makes you feel like you're a race car driver, if that makes any sense at all. And then, again, it's just a car for you to go out, thrash around, and have a good time, and not have to worry about maintenance or anything else like that, because again, at the end of the day, it's still a Chevy, so maintenance isn't going to be bad whatsoever. So with this being more of the like base V6 10Li, you know, the car doesn't have the leather seats. It doesn't have, you know, the heated and cooled seats as, you know, the higher trim levels do, like the SS. But again, like I said, this is a very bare bones sports car, and it really brings you back into the early days. Let's say of the Miata, for example. Granted, the Miata is much smaller than this, but there's basically no like amenities in the car. And again, like I said, you can't obviously option for those amenities. Don't get me wrong at all. You can't get them optioned out. So, like I said, it's just, I'm talking about this particular car, and it's just bare bones sports car. Again, it's a car you can take to the track, take home at the end of the day, and not have to worry about anything breaking, for example. Like I said, I've been driving this. I've put probably about 200 or so miles on this car, and I've been thrashing the hell out of this car. And I'm sure Darius, because Darius has a dashboard and everything else in this car, so I'm sure you can see how I'm driving this car. And it's everything I've had it do, it's loved doing. I've done a couple drifts with it. I've done I did like one little tiny burnout with it, and it's meant to do that, and you can tell that it is. Now again, this car is a sports car, and I'm sorry I keep saying that, but like the steering's actually like really heavy. Like you can tell that this thing is literally meant to get down and hug a corner as best as it can. And again, this is a 10Li package, so you do have a couple extra upgrades on suspension, as well as a few little aero bits here and there that help you hug the corner, as well as give you better aerodynamic efficiency, so that way you are able to hug the corner at a little bit quicker pace. Now, a couple of other things as well too. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I have the 5th Gen SS, and I honestly prefer it compared to the 6th Gen. The biggest reason why, and that's even the pre-lifted 6th Gen as well too, the biggest reason why is just because of the space. The 5th Gen is a much bigger car in the interior especially, and that's why I'm a big dude, and the 6th Gen is a little cramped for me. My leg always rubs up against the center console, and this car has a lot of plastics in it still. Granted, GM did update the interior, but it still has a lot of plastics. Like for instance, it's just a cover for nothing. Like it just pops right out, and it's plastic. Like I feel like GM could have done a little better in the interior itself. Again, for the price range of this car, it was about $35,000 or so, and like I said, GM could have done a little bit better with the interior, at least in my opinion alone. Give me 1 second while I fix this back up here. And like I said, they could have done a little bit better. All right, this is on GM's Alpha platform, which is what they call it, which is the same thing that the ATS was on. And like I said, for being a bigger guy, it's very cramped. I will say that. Obviously, just like all Camaros, you can't put anybody in the back seat with, so let's say like a little kid. That's about the only person you put in the back seat. But besides that, like they could have done better. I will say that. But you do have a lot of updated features as well too. You do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a lot of the updated features and new features that a lot of higher end cars have as well nowadays too. But you can tell where there's some, you know, some places where GM was lacking at. Now, I would do want to talk about the gas mileage because, you know, that's a couple of things. That's one of the features that a lot of people look for in a car. And again, this is a V6. Surprisingly, it gets very good gas mileage, especially with how I've been driving it. I'm averaging usually anywhere from 23 to 27 miles a gallon on the highway, give or take, depends on, you know, what gear and everything else. But usually between 23 and 27 is what I'm seeing averaging wise. Now, at the same time too, it does. I just filled the car, but I put premium fuel in it. I put premium in all my cars. That's just something that I do personally, which I do recommend, you know, people do, especially for cars like this. But like I said, as far as, like, you know, it being reliable and as far as, you know, it being actually relatively inexpensive, the gas mileage is actually really good. All right, guys. So my final impressions of the 2020 Chevy Camaro V6, I'm sorry, 1LE. It's a very well-balanced car. I mean, you get your power, you get your reliability, you get your attainability, because, I mean, you know, to some people, a Camaro is their dream car. That's how it was with my car. It used to be my dream car when I was like 8, 9 years old, and I finally bought one. And it's a great car for you to learn how to, you know, basically learn how to autocross with, race with, learn how to stick shift in, because it's a very easy clutch to maneuver around. And it's just a good all-around car. Listen, depending on what you're looking out of the car that you want, you can really modify it to your own, basically your specific needs. You know, they have the V6, they have the 4-cylinder, which really isn't a Camaro. You have the SS as well, you know, the 6.2 V8. And I mean, you know, and plus even for the V6, there's so much that you could do to it. Coilovers, superchargers still, exhaust. I mean, and you know, the V8's even more and above of what you can really do as well too. So like I said, I want to leave you guys off with that. Like I said, this car it really changed my mind. Coming from a Camaro SS owner's perspective, it really changed my mind, and I actually love this car. And I even thought about buying one just as like an actual daily for a little bit, but you know, I'm not. But I'm just saying, I thought about it for a second. But yeah, like I said, it's a great car. But I'm gonna conclude the video off. We have a really special surprise for you guys coming up soon. We have actually we ended up getting something for all of you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and we'll see you guys next video. Peace. We love you guys. See ya. Autocross event right now. As you guys can see, my friend Robert right there got his gorgeous Camaro. My mom hates my Camaro. Ow! Stop! Man, I'm about to knock you out, boy.
So thanks everyone, we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and hit that bell for notifications. Yep. We appreciate you all, we love you all. From the Evolution family, we'll see you guys soon.
Yep.
Peace.